The training ground went deathly quiet as the officer's fingers clawed at her uniform, shredding the sleeve with deliberate malice. The sound of tearing cloth echoed like a slap across the face. Stripping away more than just material, it was an assault on her very humanity. His words dripped with contempt as they pierced through the hushed atmosphere, reaching every witness in the crowd. In his eyes, she was nothing more than another lowly soldier who dared to stand with confidence. His goal was clear: crush her spirit publicly, make an example of her defiance. Little did he realize that the person he was degrading possessed credentials that would shake the very foundations of the entire installation. But before I reveal the stunning turn of events, drop a comment below telling me your location. I genuinely treasure knowing my global audience. She went by Captain Elena Hayes, though the proof of her authority lay concealed beneath the very material he had just destroyed. As she stood there, her pulse thundered, not from embarrassment, but from the tremendous effort required to maintain control. Every fiber of her being demanded retaliation, urged her to reveal his ignorance immediately. Instead, she remained motionless, her fists balled tightly behind her spine. Her composure misread as submission. The assembled troops around them grew restless, their whispered conversations barely audible. Some averted their gaze, feeling secondhand shame on her behalf. Others pressed closer, morbidly curious to witness how brutal this public humiliation might become. Elena drew strength from memories of her father, a combat veteran who had instilled in her a crucial lesson. True power lies not in immediate retaliation, but in patience until the perfect opportunity presents itself. His wisdom steadied her as the officer's mockery continued. "You amount to nothing, just fabric and earth," he declared, brandishing the torn sleeve like a war prize. "And stripped of this pretense, your insignificance is complete." How mistaken he was. The blazing sun hung mercilessly overhead, creating stark shadows that stretched across the dusty ground. Each nervous shuffle kicked up small clouds of dirt. Elena's muscles tensed, her breathing controlled yet determined. She had survived grueling preparation, endured sleepless nights filled with uncertainty, and completed operations that would have shattered men with twice her physical strength. Standing there in enforced silence wasn't capitulation, it was power held in careful reserve. Then everything changed in an instant. From the crowd's periphery, a single serviceman stepped forward. His tone remained respectful yet carried unmistakable authority. "Sir, I suggest you examine more carefully the person you've just dishonored." The officer dismissed this with contempt until Elena finally lifted her gaze. For the first time during this ordeal, she allowed her unwavering stare to lock with his. With deliberate precision, she retrieved the rank insignia that had been concealed beneath her damaged uniform. A collective intake of breath swept through the assembled group like thunder rolling across mountains. The golden symbols caught the harsh sunlight, unmistakably marking her as captain, outranking numerous witnesses who stood paralyzed in disbelief. Color fled from the officer's features. His swagger wavered for just a moment. The soldiers who had been murmuring quietly now burst into animated discussion, their voices escalating from surprise to righteous anger. Every gaze focused on him, every heart aligned with her cause. At last, Elena found her voice. Though she didn't shout, her words resonated clearly. "You believe this uniform defined my identity as a warrior. You assumed destroying it would diminish my value. But my true worth isn't sewn into any material. It's forged through sacrifice, dedication, and the shared blood of comrades I've fought alongside." Complete stillness descended upon the gathering. Even nature seemed to hold its breath. For one suffocating instant, vindication hung suspended like an executioner's axe. Then, gradually, the rhythmic sound of boots meeting earth filled the air as soldiers snapped to attention, offering their salutes. The momentum had completely reversed. Where humiliation once festered, honor now reigned supreme. The officer lowered his arm, suddenly diminished beneath the towering presence of the very person he had attempted to destroy. Elena, composed and undefeated, chose not to savor her victory. Instead, she returned their salutes with equal dignity. Her gesture honored not just herself, but every warrior who had ever faced prejudice, been dismissed, or suffered public degradation. True honor isn't bestowed by position alone, it's forged through quiet acts of moral courage. And respect never truly disappears, it lies dormant until the moment arrives. For its triumphant return, the same parade ground that had witnessed shame was now sanctified by dignity. Afternoon light danced off insignia that no amount of cruelty could ever truly destroy. If this account resonated with you, please share your reflections in the comments section below. And if you believe that respect and human decency should never be taken lightly, be sure to subscribe, because countless more stories of quiet heroism await your discovery.